Welcome to the Curves dialog box. An excellent way to do a lot of image adjustments, including contrast, and that's mostly what we're going to do on this image. Here's my image, and since I am going to be making some adjustments on this, the first thing I want to do is duplicate my background layer by pressing Control J or Command J on a Mac. Now to get to this curves, click there and get on curves. That'll bring up, let me get this guy out of the way, and that'll bring up the curves dialog box. We're not real wide. Let me bring this in. We're going to lose a little bit of the image here, but that's all right. Here's the curves dialog box. The first thing we see is this warning message. Oh my God. What does that mean? Calculate a more accurate histogram. The histogram tells you how many pixels basically do you have from dark to light in this case, the RGB channel. If I want to look at only my distribution of my red pixels, or red-ish, okay, I'm a little bit on the high sides on the red, a little bit right in the middle on the greens, and on the low side on the blues. Let's go back to RGB. Okay, fine. Calculate, blah, blah, blah. Now, here comes the meat of the thing. What you want to do with the curves dialog box is punch up basically the contrast of the image. You can do color changes on this also. That'll be part of our other tutorial, which is specifically about the color changes using the curves dialog box. But in this one, what I want to do is find out where's the most interesting part of my image. Click on that. Now, as you come in, what is this? Is that the most interesting part? If it is, or maybe this is the most interesting part, if it is, click on that little hand thingy, come around into your image and watch where that little circle goes up and down. Where that goes up and down tells you the range where you need to steepen the curve to increase the contrast in that area. Obviously, I need to be going somewhere right in the middle. Okay. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I want to steepen it up right in this range to increase the contrast in the most interesting area. Now you notice this grid here. This is really a fine grid. Probably when you open up the curves dialog box for the first time, you're going to see something like this. I'm afraid that's not fine enough. So hold down the Alt key or the Option key and click in the grid to get you a finer grid. Again, I want to get right in here. I want to increase the contrast in here. So I'm going to come in 1, 2, 3. I'm going to click and come down just a little bit. Now I'm going to come in 1, 2, 3 here. I'm going to click and drag up. But since the image was pretty well exposed to begin with, I want to make sure that my line crosses right in the origin, the 0, 0 point. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to come down, click, and I'm going to come up. Not bad. If you want to see how you're doing so far, just click on this little guy here. Click and hold. That gives you the before, after, before, after. The contrast is better, and it's just a better image. If you don't like what you've done at all and it's a complete mess, click on this guy here. That starts you out all over again from the very beginning. Now you can also work on your specific channels. If I just want to work on the red channel, by clicking and dragging here, I'm going to introduce more red or magenta into the image or more green into the image. These are kind of opposing colors on the color wheel, reddish, magenta-ish, and greenish. Click and drag that guy out of the way. If you will work on your green channel, the opposing colors there are going to be you bring more green in or you bring more magenta in. Those are the complementary colors there. And if you want to work on blue, you drag in more blue, or go the other way, you drag in more yellow. Those are complementary colors, again, on the color wheel. Let's get back to RGB. You have some presets built into this dialog box. I don't know, they medium contrast. Usually to ramp up your contrast on an image, you're going to be creating an S-curve. Darker, there you go. Again, you bring it down below, you make it darker. Above, you make it lighter. Lighter, again, you're going to be above. Be honest with you, usually I don't use these presets. I just do the whole darn thing by eye. And again, to get in here, right in sort of this area, I want to ramp it up right in this area. So let me come in 3, click and drag down. Let me come in 3, click and drag up, and cross the center point. If the image is a little bit too dark, come above the center point. If the image is a little bit too light, come down below. But this one, as I say, was pretty well shot. So I want to come right in there. Before, after, definitely a better image. That's about it for the Curves dialog box. Have great fun with this, and we'll see you later.